Good morning. I'm Cory.
And I'm Wallace.
And we're an early retired couple that are traveling the world. Currently, we're in Singapore.
So today we're going to take you on a food tour of Singapore and show you all the delicious eats that are available in the city. It is known as a foodie haven, and I'm sure it's not going to disappoint. So come along and find out. We've come to a little restaurant called Carrotsticks. Cute little cafe type restaurant, and yeah, we came here because they've got a bunch of gluten-free options. So we'll have a look and see how this goes. So we both ordered the shakshuka, which comes with sourdough toast. Cory's opted for a no toast today, even though they do have a gluten-free sourdough toast option. So it comes with the toast, some tahini on the side, some olives, some shallot, and shakshuka itself is basically eggs baked in a tomato sauce that's got tomatoes, onions, peppers, some cilantro on top, and Moroccan spices. And it is just delicious, hot and hearty, and very, very tasty. Super flavorful, hot and hearty, delicious. We've come back to Carrotsticks and Cravings because it was delicious, and this time I've gotten the Cheeses Christ, which is a grilled cheese sandwich with mozza and cheddar on Japanese milk bread, and it looks, as you can see, pretty awesome. Oh wow, that's cheesy. Like, look at that cheese.
Oh wow.
Look at that cheese, Paul. Oh, that's incredible. What more can you ask for in a grilled cheese sandwich, right? And what did you get today, Cory?
I got the Asia bowl. So it comes with granola. I asked them to remove the granola because being a true celiac, I can't handle oats that much, and I really don't want to get an upset tummy while we're walking around.
And that's even though they're gluten-free oats?
Yeah. So they added some coconut drizzle and peanut butter, or coconut and then peanut butter drizzle. It looks amazing. Looks like it's just Asia with chia seeds, some sort of nut here, some blueberries, strawberries, and coconut. It's just a berry bowl, but it's so good. Yeah, it's like a Asia sorbet.
So one thing we forgot to mention is that in Singapore, generally you don't tip at restaurants. Unlike in North America, where tipping is very common. Here, instead, if you're at a restaurant, they automatically add a 10% service charge to the bill, as well as an 8% goods and services tax, and that's just automatically applied to your bill. However, you won't see that if you're at the hawker stalls, and getting street food. It'll just be whatever the posted price is. You won't see that 10% service charge at all. So just something to consider, and just remember, you don't actually need to tip any additional amounts when you're at restaurants.
We are currently in a 7-Eleven, and the 7-Elevens here look so much different because it's like a convenience store plus. But here, like, you can see, cheesecake.
They have all these prepared food options.
Curry chicken, kimchi fried rice.
Like this
it all looks pretty good.
This one's like a Japanese pork cutlet or chicken cutlet curry.
Yeah.
And then they even have a microwave here to reheat it. So yeah, apparently eating out of 7-Elevens is a pretty popular thing when you're overseas. So we're gonna probably give it a try at some point. Onigiri's.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
So I'm standing here in front of an orange juice vending machine that literally juices oranges right in front of you. What's blowing my mind is it's $2 for a cup, and it's 4 oranges in each cup. Back home, you can't even buy 4 oranges for $2. Like, it costs a lot more for that. So
I think it's $4 an orange at home.
Closer to that. So yeah, that's where we're from, that's not a bad price. So, sugarcane juice out of a vending machine. When in Rome, we're gonna try it out. It's literally squeezing sugarcane as we speak. It's even sealing it. There's a little straw dispenser here. A cold, freshly squeezed cup of sugarcane juice. So we're just wandering around Chinatown. Just met a nice fellow by the name of Tom from Germany that we just chatted with. And stopped at the point here, and there's this place here, Yakun Kaya Toast. And Kaya Toast is basically a very traditional Singaporean breakfast food. So we're gonna jump inside and maybe give this a try. So we've got our food. We've got an iced lemon honey drink, which is looking very refreshing because it's very hot out. It's 28 Celsius out. And then this is Kaya Toast, which is a traditional Singaporean breakfast food, and it's dropped it here. And it's toast with butter and a coconut spread of some sort. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we'll give that a try. Oh, that's really interesting. It's very, very light and sweet. The butter slab is actually cold, so it's just a bit of a different temperature on the inside, but that's really tasty.
This is a Thai restaurant and it has a gluten-free menu, so we're gonna go check it out. So we forgot we were in Singapore, so when we ordered water, she brought out bottled water. One of the pro tips is that you ask for tap water and then you don't have to pay. Tap water in Singapore is safe to drink. What'd you get?
I got pad see ew, which is basically these flat rice noodles with like a soy sauce. Usually it would be served with beef. They offered chicken or pork, so I went with pork. And then there's Chinese broccoli or a gailan in here as well. And yeah, it's a fairly simple thing. Some egg in there as well. Just something different. I didn't really feel like doing pad thai today, which was the other thing I was thinking of doing, and which is what Cory got. So let's see how this is. That's really tasty, actually. They got a good char flavor on the noodles, so they must have been running a really hot wok, like you're supposed to when you're stir frying stuff like this. And I mean, for 15 Singapore dollars, it's a fairly small portion, but it is tasty, so I'm okay with that.
I got pad thai. They offered chicken or beef. Or no, sorry, chicken or prawns. I went prawns. And it looks good. That really isn't any pad thai I've ever had in Thailand, so
High praise.
really good.
Awesome.
It tastes the tamarind, taste the sauces. I'm terrible at food reviews, so I'm learning.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish this and then keep going.
We caved and got some mango sticky rice. It's one of our favorite desserts, especially when we're in Thailand, because the mangoes are so right there. And this mango was amazing. Interesting. The rice is warm, which I was not expecting. So that kind of throws off the flavor a little, but the mango is perfect. And the sauce is just sweetened with coconut milk, right?
No, it's usually just coconut milk and sugar.
Yeah, it's good. It's sugary. Of course it's good.
All right, so we've got some basil chicken here. So it's chicken breast. Looks like chopped up, ground up chicken breast, stir fried with Thai holy basil, some chilies, fish sauce. Looks like there's like bits of green beans and red peppers, or no, those might be chilies. Anyways, it looks and smells delicious, and let's give it a try. Maybe not the whole chili though. Oh, that flavor's dynamite. That's incredible. Nice and spicy, garlicky. You can really taste the basil, the Thai basil, and that's delicious. I've got the prawn pad thai today, and it is amazing. They do it really well here. And my spring rolls just showed up. We're gonna dig into these. Ooh, they're hot, so this is gonna hurt. They're tasty. Nothing special, just vegetables. But yeah, I mean, they taste good. Just not quite what I was expecting, but that's okay.
We have come to
This is Genius Central.
Genius Central, and this is my breakfast. Has eggs, arugula, spinach, mushroom, and some bruschetta. We just went here to order a lime juice, but due to bad English translation.
So it's not actually lime juice like you would expect. It turns out it's calamansi lime, which is a little Filipino citrus fruit. It's very delicious. It's a little sweet, but it's very tart. And yeah, it's really good. I like it. It wasn't what Cory was expecting, but I'm very happy with it.
That's what happens when you're in a foreign country. Bad English is always the thing. So that is just one thing to keep an eye out for celiacs, because a lot of times it may not translate like you think. So sometimes you are taking a chance.
So this is Hawker Chan, formerly known as Liao Fan Hong Kong soy sauce chicken rice and noodle, and they were the world's first hawker stall to be awarded a Michelin-star back in, I believe, 2016. The smells coming from it and the food in front looks amazing, and even though it's early, there's already a line forming for this place. So definitely be coming back here later on. So we're back at the Chinatown food complex, and we're about to get, well, I'm about to get one of the world's cheapest Michelin-starred meals at Hawker Chan.
This is the number one thing Wallace wanted to do when we knew that we were coming to Singapore. And we found this yesterday, but we had already eaten. We didn't realize how close it was. So he's pretty excited.
So this is the world's cheapest Michelin-starred meal at Hawker Chan. I got the soy sauce chicken with noodles, and I added a side of the crispy roast pork. Comes with a little bit of veg, some hot chili sauce, and I also got this dipping sauce for the chicken as well. And it looks and smells absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to dig into this. Let's try some of this chicken. Oh, that's delicious. It's moist, it's tender. The soy sauce flavor is just permeated right through it, all throughout the meat and the skin. Yeah. The base meal is $3.50 for the chicken rice. I paid $4 to have the chicken and noodles, and then added $2 for the side of pork. And for a Michelin-starred meal, you cannot beat that. It is absolutely delicious and totally worth it. Highly recommend it if you're ever in Singapore.
How's the pork?
Delicious. The skin is crispy. It's just the right amount of fattiness, not too much. Yeah, the flavor is just incredible.
What are the rules of the Hawker Centre? The few rules to know.
Well, there's not too many, but there's a handful of stalls that have fairly big lineups, like Hawker Chan earlier today has a queue that kind of goes around the side of the building, so just don't jump the line. And when you get your food, you find a table to sit down at, and you go to these clean cutlery collection points where you can grab clean chopsticks, forks, spoons, that sort of thing. There are no napkins at all, so be warned. If you need napkins or a wet wipe or anything like that, bring them yourself. And when you're done, you want to make sure you take your tray and all your dirty dishes back to the tray return points. There's stacks of carts around where you can return those. And apparently it's illegal to not clear the table, and apparently you can even be fined. And it's Singapore, so I kind of believe that. Okay, so I got some, they're called xiu long bao in Cantonese, or xiao long bao, and what they are little soup dumplings. So inside of each of these little packets is a pork filling, but what they do is they make this broth, and it's really gelatinous, so they can put a little cube of it at the center. When they wrap it up in the wrapper and steam it, it all melts, and when I bite in, it's going to be all soupy and delicious. We've got some chili oil here and some black vinegar with some ginger to dip in, and this was $4.50 Singapore dollars for 6 pieces, so we'll give this a little dip. Oh, it's super juicy inside. You get all the soup that's in there. It's just super savory. It just bursts in your mouth with all the flavors of the broth, and that's really, really delicious. You can see how juicy that is. The spoon is just filled with the soup right now. So for tonight's dining adventure, I came to Maxwell Food Centre, found the longest line I could find, and jumped into the back of it, and that led to this place, which, as it turns out, they have basically sold out, and I'm the last one in line who's going to get any food tonight. So we'll see how this goes. So for dinner tonight, I've ended up with a seafood char kway teow, which is a stir-fried rice noodles with soy sauce and garlic, and it's got all sorts of seafood in here. It's got some prawns, it's got some I believe squid and some fish cake and some other stuff in here, and I think lap churn, which is Chinese sausage, and it is spicy and charred and delicious. And then over here we've got these, this is an oyster omelet, and it's just eggs, and it's got these plump little oysters inside. I've got a chili sauce all over it, and it also is really tasty.
We went to Bamboo Bowls for me to get lunch, and I got the sole meal with some tiger prawns. It has kimchi, japchae, noodles, tofu. Looks pretty good. The bowl itself is very flavorful and really good. So when you're ordering, you do it on the kiosk, and if it's gluten-free on the menu, it stays gluten-free no matter what you order with it.
I just got myself an ice cold soy milk from this stall right here, and it's fresh, made with organic soybeans, and it is absolutely delicious. Oh, that's so tasty. I'm sitting here in front of Chef Lung's authentic hand-milled rice noodle rolls, and I'm getting lucky. Again, I walked up, placed an order, and I was the last one in line to get any food. They are closing right after this. They open pretty early, from 6:30 in the morning until around 10 a.m. And that's roughly what time it is. So I've ordered some prawn steamed rice rolls and just waiting for those to be made. You can see in the background they're making those orders and firing up the last bit of food. Can't wait to try it. Looks like it should be pretty good. Okay, it's been about a 15-minute wait because these guys are really popular and really busy. And I've got my prawn steamed rice noodle rolls. They look phenomenal. It's a huge serving, as you can see here. And let's dig in. That's delicious. The rice noodle rolls are freshly made. They're just soft and just ever so slightly chewy and just a great texture. The prawns are super fresh. It's got green onions, some sesame seeds, and a nice slightly sweet soy sauce. And I've got a little bit of chili sauce here on the side. And this is just fantastic. For $5, absolutely worth it. So what'd you get, Cor?
I got red dragon fruit. So in Canada, dragon fruit, I never liked the taste of it. It was always kind of tasteless. But in Asia, the dragon fruit has so much flavor. It tastes so different. Like you can't even put a word on it.
That looks good.
It is good.
We made a pit stop for dessert. This dish in front of me is called chendol, which I believe is a Filipino dessert that is basically shaved ice with these green pandan flavored rice flour jellies, a sweet red bean mixture, and coconut milk and a palm sugar syrup all over it. And bonus for Cory, this is gluten-free. Get a bite with everything here. Oh, that's sweet, refreshing, and delicious.
We are at Maxwell Hawker Centre and Mr. Appam. It is fermented rice and coconut, and the way it's made, it's naturally gluten-free, so any celiac who is looking for authentic Hawker Centre experience, they can safely eat here.
Yeah, and just FYI, what it is a Indian-style pancake. Looks like with different sweet fillings. So that's what you'd be getting here.
So this is Appam, which is an Indian dessert, but it's made by a Vietnamese party. And it's rice, and coconut that's been fermented and made into like a really light pancake. And I got it with pandan, brown sugar, and coconut. And that was just the easiest way to do it. The thing itself is really light, doesn't have a lot of flavor with it. The brown sugar and the coconut will probably add something to it. So I went back to Mr. Appam this morning, and so I ended up reading the article by the side. So it's supposed to be sweet and sour, and so I guess with the fermentation it's supposed to get sour and then the sweet treats. So I just ended up going with the original just to see what the original was. So this is coconut and orange sugar to add to it. And if you get the original, you get 2. And yesterday when I was eating it, the middle is a little bit more soft and the outside is crunchy. Again, I'm just gonna bite it because my hands are dirty and this spoon is not very good for. The taste is about the same as the pandan. So the pandan didn't really add a whole lot to it yesterday. And then the center, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a lot more springy. It's not like as fully cooked.
It's a little more doughy.
Okay, this is better than yesterday. So if you do come here, highly recommend trying the original. And for the record, I did not get sick. So all celiacs, you are safe to eat here. This is Tiann's, which is a 100% gluten-free bakery, which means that I can eat here safely. This is gluten-free kaya toast. I decided to try it. So anybody who's celiac in Singapore and wants to try it, Tiann's is the only place I found it. Personally, I do not like the butter. It's way too much. The jam itself is really sweet. And the bread is really good. It's really light. It's got a nice crispy like crust, but honestly the presentation leaves something to be desired for sure.
Well, we're here at Marina Bay Sands, which you can see in the background behind us.
The mall that's right across that we just came out of.
We wandered a little bit, mostly just checking out food options. Be warned, if you are gluten-free like Cory, it is a wasteland for gluten-free. There was pretty much nothing for her to eat.
Well, that's not completely true. Not unless you want to pay through your teeth.
Yeah, there was a couple of fine dining restaurants. There was a sushi restaurant. There's a couple other options like that. Not going to be cheap. We opted just to have a bubble tea. I grabbed myself a snack.
Gluten-free, bring snacks to this place just to save your butt. There's obviously drinks and stuff available, but as far as like filling your tummy, unless you're willing to pay $200 for like a really small meal, you're gonna be out of luck.
As far as drinks though, for those of you who like bubble tea, Hey Tea in this mall, we just had 2 of their brown sugar boba milk teas, and it was the best bubble tea I've ever had in my life. The reason we came here is because they also have a dedicated gluten-free menu for Cory.
A few things to note. A, this place is really expensive because you're right on the water. And B, they do not serve tap water. If you want a drink, you have to order a drink. And their average price is about $17 for a drink.
For cocktails, yeah.
Yeah, and for
Water was like $6.50 or $9.
so $6.50 to $9 for bottled water, and
$7.50 per pop.
$7.50 per pop, which is a hard pill to swallow for me anyway. So we're just gonna eat our meal and then go back to the hotel and get some water. I ordered tofu lemongrass, which I've ordered multiple times in different restaurants, and this is A very small portion, not quite what I was expecting. So we'll see.
She was good fun.
That is the lamest tofu lemongrass I've ever had.
That's unfortunate.
First of all, there's no flavor on the tofu, and the lemongrass is literally uncooked. It's just straight lemongrass. And no, this place is not worth it.
Don't think you would be able to actually hear me in that restaurant when I was doing the review. All I have to say was that was not tofu lemongrass, or at least not what I would expect, because I've had tofu lemongrass multiple times.
Pretty much at every Vietnamese restaurant we've ever gone to.
So the tofu had zero flavor. It was just deep fried, and then they threw on like a lemongrass
And chili like topping, but it wasn't, the lemongrass wasn't cooked properly. It was the tough woody part of the lemongrass, and it wasn't very pleasant to eat.
No, it's almost as if they didn't know what lemongrass was or how to work it or anything.
Yeah, and my prawn and chicken fresh salad rolls were not very good, very tough to eat. They didn't prepare the rice paper wrap properly. Overall, that was the worst meal we've had here in Singapore.
So do not recommend.
Yeah, that was Little Saigon. Do not go.
Absolute fail.
Yeah. For part of my breakfast this morning, we've come back to Maxwell Food Centre, and I have gone to, it's called Shenzhen porridge, I believe is how it's pronounced, and got this amazing looking bowl of congee. So congee is a Chinese-style rice porridge. It's basically made of rice and water, and then in this case, it's got sliced fish, chicken, as well as century egg. It looks and smells delicious, and this entire bowl was $4, so this should be pretty good and filling. Let's dig in and find out. Oh, it's super thick, which I love. Oh, that flavor's amazing. There's some fresh ginger slices on there, some spring onion, and some fried shallots, just as garnish on top to give it a little bit of texture and crunch, and it just tastes fantastic. So good. So for breakfast this morning, I've come to Ya Kun Kaya Toast, and I'm having a traditional Singaporean breakfast of kaya toast, which is this toast right here, which has a coconut jam spread and cold slabs of butter in the middle. It's served with a hot, really sweet coffee, and this plate of 2 soft-boiled runny eggs, which is traditionally eaten with white pepper and dark soy sauce. And I'm guessing you're supposed to dip the toast in the runny eggs, so we're going to try that and see how that goes. The toast itself is really light and crispy. It's not overly sweet. The butter gives it a nice creaminess, and yeah, that's pretty tasty. I'm going to try dipping it in these eggs now. That's a little different. Not sure if I like that mixture, so I'm probably going to eat them separately. And the coffee as well is really creamy, but really sweet as well. So if you don't like sweet coffee, just be warned.
We hope you've enjoyed this food tour of Singapore. We know we certainly did. We've barely scratched the surface, and there's lots more that we didn't even come close to trying, so we'll definitely be back.
And as far as gluten-free, I would say I was pleasantly surprised in the main part of Singapore, but in the touristy areas like
the airport and Marina Bay Sands, it was a little disappointing. I just feel like there's enough tourists to guarantee some better options as far as celiac. So hopefully in the future things will get better. But yeah, that's about it.
So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe.
And stay curious and keep exploring.